This can't get much worse than it did last week, can it? Pretty please? Whenever I hear that music, I know I must lose all semblance of hope. There will only be anguish and self-destruction from here on out. The fact that I have to separate this again means that I am going to die. Repeatedly. I told myself I wasn't going to make this a regular occurrence. I want to do other things, you know, but no, key events have to keep happening. Fortunately, the off-field drama is gone. Yay. This week's matchup is at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Unlike the Patriots game, the Black and Gold Brigade should have a good chance at winning. They are equals. Two hungry teams eager for playoff berths with questions to answer throughout the season. They would not be for the early part of the game. The offenses were silenced like a Pittsburgh suburb after 9 p.m. And we praise Stephon Tuitt for restarting the sack machine. But for this team to unlock their full potential, they must call upon the powers of a weakened legend. Captain Fat Fuck, leader of...
Oh no, there's a man down.
Vanquished. Out for the remainder of the season with an elbow injury. I was wondering when this day would come. His body, after years of taking a beating behind the pocket, finally breaking down on him. But it still takes you by surprise. An era may truly be over. One of the final main characters of Days of Our Steelers falling to the wayside. And to be completely honest, I don't feel bad. I don't feel any sort of pity whatsoever. I don't even feel joy or happiness. I'm just not feeling anything right now. I'll go into more detail. I will miss Ben Roethlisberger, the talent. I will respect what he has done for the team to bring 2 Super Bowls to the Steelers and remember his abilities in his prime. I will not miss Ben Roethlisberger, the person. He was as much of a diva as early stage AB, and he had far too much control over the offense. There were way too many missteps in this category, a good deal of scorned people left to the wayside in his wake, and he's not exactly Man of the Year material, if you get my drift. Sadly, off the field isn't where it stops. If you looked at his recent performances, he just looked really flat. It was a man well past his prime, suffering from years of physical decline. It just felt like I was watching a husk play football. It was kinda sad. And now, with having to undergo Tommy John surgery to repair a badly damaged elbow, I don't think he'll even be the same quarterback he was in recent times. 37-year-old man going through that kind of painful rehab to re-strengthen his arm and get back to game speed? I hate to say it, but Father Time never takes no for an answer. He apparently wants to come back and honor his contract, but it's time for a fresh start. Bringing back the old guard isn't going to be conducive for any sort of future success. Just look at the Giants with Eli. Clinging on to those old memories never does anyone good in the sports world. Ben's main focus from this point forward should be on his kids. Even with surgery, he has enough money to never play a down of football again. I feel he's earned the right to relax with his family. Then in 5 years, he goes to Canton to get a gold jacket. I think that's fair enough. The question of if he returns, though, is one for down the road. We are now introduced to the new general of the offense, Mason Rudolph. If there's one thing I must say, the offense looks significantly better under him. Unless your name is Dante Moncrief, then you just drop everything and cause a pick. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Rudolph from this limited sample size. He has poise, he seems like he can read defenses, he has a good sense of the pocket. I want to see more. This injury is the perfect opportunity to see what the Steelers have in Rudolph. I wish I could say the same about the defense. Oh dear God, it's a wrap. It's an outfit that has pieces, but the scheming is just... ugh. It was the epitome of frustration. The Seahawks were trying to hand you the game with a couple of fumbles, but to no avail. Yes, Keith Butler, Russell Wilson does run in high-pressure situations. He did a ton of that, especially on the final drive. One stop was all you needed to try and get a victory, but there was nothing. Steelers lose, the world dances on their corpse. At this rate, where do you go from here? They're in trouble, there's no lie about that. Too many questions to answer about the team, and they don't have the talent to bail them out like in seasons past. I am interested in how Rudolph develops, but it's not looking good so far. At least if we suck, we have a nice draft pick. I should have known. It's not the Steeler way to tank. They are gambling on their first-round pick this year being late. The prize, Minkah Fitzpatrick. A second-year high-pedigree defensive back who should give their weakest point a shot in the arm. Especially with a certain Sean Davis going on IR. It's ballsy. Very, very ballsy, I'll give them that. But on the same day as your longtime QB's out for the season? I don't know how to feel about it. This is the epitome of high risk, high reward. If Minkah is as good as they say and can be an answer in the secondary for a decade, it's worth it. If the Steelers fall apart and finish with a top 5 pick, it'll be a disaster. Maybe they'll give him a damn position and stick with it, unlike in Miami. Either way, there will be tension. Just another day of our Steelers. Please win against San Fran so I don't have to separate this again.